Hello, Queensland real estate agents. So I'm doing something a little bit differently this week. I'm going to be using Loom to walk you guys through a topic that we actually deliver to our platinum and gold referral partners in person. This is something I do as part of my relationship with real estate agents, is go out to your office and basically do a presentation on a whole range of topics. It could be updates, it could be tips and tricks, it could be technical bits of information that your team have requested. So I am looking for some feedback. This is obviously a bit of a different forum to what I normally do, but I've only got 5 minutes, so let's get straight into it. Verification of identity is what we're talking about today. So late last year, as you would all know, the Form 6s were updated in Queensland. In particular, I want to talk about item H, which is obliging the sales agent to complete a verification of identity questionnaire, I guess, for the client. So this means that you as the sales agent properly identify the person that you're dealing with, that they own the property, and that that person has the correct authority to deal with the property. So you'll see here, there's a couple of check boxes obliging you to take steps to identify the client, just as a prompt. All right, so the property occupations regulation has obligations, in particular section 19, that you have to adhere to. These have not changed. So in particular, we're looking at point 2 on this screen. Before listing the property for sale, lease or exchange, a real estate agent or real estate salesperson must take reasonable steps to find out or verify the ownership of the property and the property description. Okay, so I bet you're asking, what are reasonable steps? Let's have a look. As a property agent, you must take reasonable steps to check the true ownership of a property, that the vendor is who they claim to be, and that they have the authority to sell a property. You must also find out or verify any other facts about the property, including those told to you by the vendor, to ensure that you don't misrepresent the property. You're breaking the law if you ignore these responsibilities. So, reasonable steps. They put the onus on you to decide what reasonable steps are. The Office of Fair Trading has a guide with their recommendations, which includes a face-to-face meeting and a 100-point ID check, ideally certified by a qualified witness, so a JP, a Commissioner for Declarations, or a solicitor. For each sale, you should record the steps you took when verifying the vendor's identity and keep copies of the identity documents secured. You should set procedures within your office to ensure that these steps occur for every sale. So this is critical, guys. When I go around to the different real estate agencies and we debate this discussion or we talk it through, it's critical to make sure that every single time you're signing a Form 6, you have a process whereby you're verifying that client's identity. You don't want to be put in a position where, for whatever reason, this particular seller isn't who they say they are. It's fraudulent. It goes to court. And then you've got the judge saying, well, Mr. or Mrs. Real Estate Agent, what steps did you take to verify your client's identity? And you just say, oh, they told me they were who they said they were. Not really going to fly. Puts you and the real estate agency at risk. So instead, get that ID, take a copy of it. You just have to tell them that for your insurer, you need to obtain copies of this information to keep on your file. So REIQ has a verification of identity checklist with detailed information, which you may or may not wish to use. And there was also a webinar released in September last year outlining all of the Form 6 updates and how these features talk to real works. Guys, this is just one example of a topic that Empire Legal can help you and your team to deliver. So please feel free to get in touch with us. Like I said, this whole video thing's a bit new to me, but it will be happening more regularly, weekly. I'm getting these videos out, but it's only through your feedback that this will get better. Please let me know if this topic has been helpful to you. Obviously, it's our role to help our referral partners protect themselves and not come unstuck. So please, any topics that you have in mind, anything you want to know more about, george@empirelegal.com.au, or just reply to this email. I'd love to get in touch. Thanks, guys.